I'm Andi Metz, and I'm really excited to be here and share with you my newest gnome fabric lines. Creating the newest gnome collections has been so much fun. It's almost meditative when I get lost in my gnome world and I spend the day drawing what I'd like to see if I was actually in that world. I'll start today talking about the Be My Gnomies collection. It's a Valentine's Day gnome collection. I was really excited to be asked to create more gnome dolls for another panel. All you need is the panel, backing fabric, and batting. They are quick and easy to make. There's a box panel that is filled with sweet sayings and cute images. I really enjoy working with typography and incorporating it into the gnome art and putting it inside the box. I love the inspirational messages that it conveys. There's also a striped fabric, which my mom always loves because she makes lots of tea towels for her friends with the striped fabric. I think I've shown them before. There's also a butterfly panel that comes in 2 colorways. Once again, there's a scrolling heart pattern that is colored in Valentine colors. There's 3 colorways of that. There's a Gnome toss in 2 colorways. And I always love sharing little Valentine cards at school, so I designed a little love letters fabric with different postage stamps and love letters that would all go to your Valentine. And as with some of the other collections, there's a directional print, which I call the scene, and it's always the first fabric I make in the collection. This is where my imagination goes wild, and I dream up what should be in the Valentine gnome land as you meander through it. The hearts celebration fabric is just exploding with hearts, and it's used in the background of the box's fabric. The Cupid celebration really makes me chuckle. It's a toss of cupids and arrows, but the cupids are actually gnome cupids. They're silly and fun and will bring a smile. There's also candy hearts, and they capture the essence of Valentine's Day with all the familiar sayings that you would find on them. Be mine, crazy for you, and more. The free pattern I created was a heart-shaped pillow with a pocket so you can leave a little Valentine message for someone special in something special that you've made. The Lucky Gnome collection incorporates some new gnome fabrics with a few of the fabrics from last year's collection called Luck of the Gnomes. The collections coordinate very nicely, and there are large shamrocks in 2 colorways. It kind of goes with the small shamrocks from last year. There's a new box panel with fun and inspirational sayings. And again, there's a doll panel, which is fun and easy to make. I'm not sure if everyone is aware, but I have some wandering gnome dolls that are placed all across the country. I drove across this spring and hid them in fabric stores, and they're up for people to find. So to go along with that, these gnome dolls are fun to make your own scavenger hunt at home. In addition to these fabrics, there is the stripe, the mini shamrocks, another word print, a tossed gnome, and there's also the scene. The free pattern is for a quilt, and it is available on my website. Another tradition I heard about when my children were little was making leprechaun catchers to put out the night before St. Patty's Day. So some years my children would make one and hope to find a leprechaun caught in the morning. We never did catch a leprechaun, but it was fun to get creative and make the leprechaun catcher. Even though we didn't catch any, there's certain things the leprechauns did around the house which created a little havoc. Sometimes we'd have green milk, sometimes there'd be green toilet water, the furniture was turned around or upside down. It was always a lot of fun. Last year I wrote a simple little book that is available on Amazon, which incorporates a little story and a pattern to make your own leprechaun catcher out of some of my fabrics. Maybe you'll have better luck catching a leprechaun than we did. The most recent collection I've worked on is called Falling for Gnomes, and I have fallen for it, and I hope you do too. This collection has so many wonderful fall fabrics in it, you will be able to create many, many projects. Of course, there's a doll panel, which are great to just sit around or to make another scavenger hunt for Thanksgiving Day. There is a pumpkin and gourds fabric that comes in 2 colorways. I was thrilled to make another gnome boxes panel for this collection. They have some fun play on words like "oh my gourd" and "things will always fall into place." And of course there's nice sayings that just say "I love fall most of all." I hope you like this boxes panel. There's lots of things you can do with it. There's also a fabric called Warm and Cozy Treats. And of course, this is everything that you find in fall. The hot apple cider, warm pies. It just exudes the fall. There is a diagonal fall plaid that comes in 2 colorways, and I just can't wait to use that. There is an all-over fall gnome toss fabric in 2 colorways. There is a fabric that I had a lot of fun creating called a Leafy Fall Fun, and it's just a scatter of different fall leaves as they change the colors. That will come in 3 colorways. There is something called the Happy Fall Scene, and that's the scene that I said that I always start with and I have so much fun with. This includes the gnomes on a tractor, they're on the hayride, and there's lots of neat things to look at within the scene. There is also a stripe called Happy Fall Stripe, and I know my mom will love that one for her tea towels. And the Leafy Springs come in 5 different colorways. There's just so much you can do with it, and you can just add that into a lot of different projects. So I think you'll like all the colorways that they've chosen to put this in. And the last fabric in this collection is the Happy Fall Words. So it's a word print in 2 colorways. The free pattern I created is for a fall table runner, which will look great anytime during the fall or for your Thanksgiving table if you'd like. There's a little something different in each fabric collection that makes it stand out. I hope you love all the collections. I'm sure you'll be able to make some great projects with them, and I think you, your family, and friends will fall in love with everything you create.